Exodus is going to be the next major sci-fi RPG, and it's one of my most anticipated upcoming games. With a customizable protagonist, choice and consequence, romance, and talking animals, it has a lot of potential. And it's a massive project. There are currently 3 studios working to bring the game to life, with the main studio being Archetype Entertainment. And while we don't have an official release date, I think this game could be closer than we think. Today at Gamescom, Secret Level was announced, an anthology series covering 15 different games, and Exodus is one of them. Secret Level comes out on December 10th on Amazon, and while there's some really good titles in here, I cannot believe that Exodus is one of them. There's not a ton of shots here, but it looks really good, and the style matches the other clips we've seen in some of the prequel stories about Exodus. Here are the clips slowed down that I think are of Exodus. The first and last clip here I'm not 100% sure on, more like 95%, but I know for sure that this middle one is of Exodus. And this looks like 2 people who are affected by time dilation, which we know is the game's primary focus. And the Exodus Twitter did say save your tears for this show. So I'm expecting some tragedy here. And here are some that I think may be Exodus, but I'm not sure. This first one is less likely, but this second clip looks like it could be somewhere in Exodus, but it also doesn't match any of the concept art that we've seen, so I could totally be wrong here. Secret Level is also made by the same people who made Love, Death, and Robots. And the very first episode, Sonny's Edge, is based off of one of Peter F. Hamilton's short stories. And Hamilton is one of the writers behind Exodus. Alongside him, Adrian Tchaikovsky and Drew Karpyshyn are some of the other writers bringing Exodus to life. I'm not sure if they're the only writers, but as of right now, they are the ones that I know. Even with just these 3, I am extremely excited. And I really like Sonny's Edge, so I hope Hamilton is also involved with the story in Secret Level. It's also interesting how similar the art style looks to the prologue stories already up on the Exodus website. I do wonder if they're all connected. And I also wonder if the prologue videos, which look like a lot of money was invested in these, might be in the game. Maybe at the History Museum? Or maybe they'll show up in the show? That's less likely, but either way, they look really good. And it's surprising seeing a game so invested in that doesn't even have any previous titles out. The approach to Exodus is very interesting. It's clear that a lot is building up the release of this first game. First, we have the Archimedes engine that comes out on September 17th, one of 2 novels set in the Exodus world, written by Peter F. Hamilton, and now we have Secret Level on December 10th. The studio has also spoken about potential future tabletop RPGs and expanded media for Exodus. I think they know this game is going to be huge. With the first novel releasing next month and Secret Level releasing in December, I also think this means Exodus could be at the Game Awards this year. They revealed Exodus last year at the Game Awards when Matthew McConaughey got on stage to announce it. Them showing up again there makes sense, especially if this game is releasing in 2025, which is what I expect. It also makes sense the game would release close to the show and the novels to build off of the momentum from those, leading up directly to the game. I really do think this game is closer than we think it might be. The game has been in production for at least 5 years, with Archetype Entertainment being founded in 2019. There's also 3 studios bringing Exodus to life, including Certain Affinity and Blur Studios. So I really do think next year could be the year. We have Avowed and Fable releasing next year as well, but no sci-fi RPGs. So I think next year could be a good year. But I also just want this game as soon as possible. I'm almost finished reading the Archimedes engine, as I was able to get an advanced reader copy from NetGalley, and the world building is really awesome. There are so many things set up in the book I also think we could see in game. So I'm excited to see how much actually carries over. It's very clear they're focusing on the lore of the game, building up a world that can create the foundation for several games that they want to be able to create within the Exodus world. And from the little bit that I've read, I'm absolutely sold. I cannot wait to see this game. And if you want to know more about Exodus, I do have some other videos that break down the information from the Exodus website, which is a lot. I will also be covering the book when it releases and I can finally talk about it, and we'll be covering everything from Secret Level. So make sure to subscribe if you want more Exodus content. And for today's Creator Spotlight, I want to highlight Mr. Holthen. He has been one of my biggest supporters, and honestly, if he wouldn't have promoted my channel when I first started, I would not be here. He's also got some really great stuff on Mass Effect and Exodus, and I know he'll be covering Dragon Age Veilguard when it comes out. So make sure to go check out his channel if you are not already subscribed to him. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members. Thank you to my patrons, and see you next time.